Welcome to Friday Fantasy Football Forum, otherwise known as FFFF, otherwise known as Quad F, or otherwise known as which is the sound you make after you sit the wrong guys. So, hopefully after your visit here, we'll have a little bit less and a little bit more woo. Now let's go be the best in the land of make-believe.
Alright guys, welcome back for another edition of FFFF, and here we are going on with our theme of NFL picks for the week first. Let's just get in right on to it. Giants and Patriots. I'm going to go the Patriots, so there's no way 9 points is going to happen, I don't think. Pat's offense has been doing worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse every single week, and the Giants have been getting better and better every single week. And I suppose it wouldn't be the first time that the Giants won when they weren't supposed to, but, I'm still just going to go with them. It is at home, and they haven't lost at home in like 5 years, so no one's going to call it when it does. Jets-Bills to finish out that division, well, almost. I'm going to go with Bills over that because the Jets suck, and I'm just going to go Bills. Why the hell not? Seahawks-Cowboys, I'm going to pick Cowboys. I want to pick at least a couple upsets in here somewhere. So far I'm not, but last week didn't go so well for me when I went no upsets. Colts, Falcons. Oh, I thought the Colts were playing someone else. I was actually about to pick them, but not against the Falcons. I'm going Falcons there. Dolphins, Chiefs. I gotta go Chiefs as well. Bucks, Saints. The Saints were supposed to win the first one, they didn't, and the Bucks won. So it makes me think that it's going to be a much closer and tougher game, especially with their coach not there. But the Saints are just a better team, so I have to go with them. 49ers, Redskins, 49ers, Browns, Texans. Again, the Texans are just a better team, so I have to pick them. Picking upsets is really hard these days. Bengals, Titans. There we go. I'm going with Bengals. How about that? I'll pick the Bengals over the Titans. That's technically an upset, though I'm not sure it really should be. Chris Johnson sucks. Get rid of him. Broncos, Raiders. Obvious Raiders. Rams, Cardinals. Now this one, it depends. I heard that Cobb is hurt a little bit, so if he's not playing, I'm going to go with Rams. If he is playing, I'm going to pick Cardinals. So for me, that really depends on who's actually coming down where. So I can't really make a pick on that regard. But that's how I see that one going down. Pack, Chargers. God, please, Chargers, please win. Get mad about your loss to KC. They're not going to. Packers. You have to assume the Packers are going to win. Ravens, Steelers. I'm going to take the Steelers this time. I'm going to. Obviously, week 1 was just so bad, but that was kind of an anomaly. That was the Ravens' biggest game of the season, and since then they've been kind of disappointing while the Steelers have been better and better. And now it's the Steelers' turn to get mad, so I'm going to go there. And then Bears, Eagles, I'm taking Eagles. So I think I've only got the one upset in here. Well, maybe Rams, depending on what's-his-face. Otherwise, yeah, I think I've only got one upset in here this time, which is lame, but it's more than last week at least, which didn't go so well. Whatever. I thought the Colts were playing the Browns for some reason. I would have picked the Colts if they were, but they weren't. Bah! Anyway, so that's how we go with the NFL picks, so let's get right on into it. Considering a whole 200 people watch this thing, I'm going to try and not even spend much time on it at all. Granted, I say that every day on every video and it never works, but here we go. So, and again, in TPX, I'm forced with the impossible decision of which top 5 running back do I want to sit. And despite the fact that McCoy has a touchdown in every game, and he's the only person in the NFL to do that, and ESPN says you're starting McCoy regardless, ESPN cannot fathom the team of running backs that I have. So the question really is Foster or McCoy. And I'm going to pick Foster. I think obviously both of them are going to have 20-plus points in games, but I don't know. Screw it. Maybe because, McCoy and Forte are playing against each other. I don't want to have, if the whole game is just, what are you doing? Get out of there. If the whole game is just bad, I don't know. I just don't want something to go wrong for me. I picked up Matt Ryan on waivers, which he's probably not going to be an option on very many leagues. But somebody dropped him on mine, which was perfect because Roethlisberger is not going to have a fantastic game, most likely. So thanks for whoever the hell dropped Matt Ryan against Indy. That works out well. Aside from that, though, there's not too much going on with TPX. Last week ended up being really, really good. I went 4-0 last week, and in 3 of my leagues, I was the top scorer of the week, with the 4th one being a 1-point win. So I'm still tops in TPX with 1,004 points scored. So Malk keeps saying my team is garbage and I'm getting lucky and that I'm always playing bad opponents. But I've scored 1,000 freaking points. So Malk can shut the hell up. Anyway, that's how that's going. See, he's been scored on 980 and I've still scored more than 980. So shut the hell up, Malk. But that's how it goes here. Let's go on over to my most unfortunate team, which eked out a win. But now I'm playing the guy who beat me week 1, who went like 6-0, and I should have freaking beaten. I didn't. I'm 4-4 in here, so I still have a chance. But we'll see. Stafford's on a bye, so I picked up Castle playing Miami. Obviously, Castle, I don't want to make it sound like I'm a prisoner of the moment, but Miami lets up 30 freaking points to essentially everybody. Even Manning and Tebow and Sanchez put up 18 plus. So. And who Colt McCoy, he put up 14. So, pretty much anybody can have success against them. And my other option aside from Castle is Tebow. And I just don't want to trust that. I mean, obviously he put up, despite 1,000,000 turnovers and no yards, he still put up 12 points against Detroit. And Oakland's defense isn't as good as Detroit. I don't know where his points come from. I guess they all come from rushing yards. He's gotten 6 points from rushing each game, which the yards stack up there a lot quicker than passing yards do. But it's just, I refuse to start him more on come on, seriously type of deal. So, aside from everything else here, I'm kind of limited in my options based on buys and the rest of my bench. So, Knowshon Moreno might be a better play this week. I suppose if you really have to, Tebow's probably going to reliably get 12 to 15 points, just because he will somehow. Despite the fact that he got that even with 4 turnovers, which gets rid of 8 points. I don't know where these points are coming from, but they are. So, matchups. I forgot to look at matchup in TPX. It's actually a really, really good one. It's first versus first. That was tough to say. Chris Johnson, he's been worthless. Sure, you could say at some point he's got to get better, but it might be a good time to get rid of him. Dwayne Bowe. That's another reason I wanted to pick Castle instead of Tebow, because he's got Bowe. So I figure if Bowe's going to have a really big day, but I have Castle, I can kind of minimize that damage a little bit. And if Bowe just does nothing, then that means Castle is either going to have a little amount of score or he's just going elsewhere. So that's kind of my reasoning with Castle over Tebow, is that if Bowe just has a huge day and I pick Tebow, I get nothing for it. It's a kind of a sneaky hate pick. I don't know if there's a term for it or anything, but decided to go that route. Oh, he's still sitting Hansen. He hasn't noticed that yet. He's got to be paying attention. He's got to be paying attention to that, but hopefully he won't, so that'll be helpful. Because this is kind of a really crucial week to see. Look at this terrible. Well, how is this score this freaking low? Anyway, it's kind of going to be a really tough week, and it's a pretty important person to beat. So we'll see what that. Where's the standings? Yeah, this is the only league I'm in where I'm out of the playoffs. I'm freaking tied with this dude, and because he scored 13 more points than me, it keeps putting him ahead of me, even though I'm pretty sure I beat him, which pisses me the hell off. But I don't know, it's going to be really tough. I think it's going to be easier for me to get the second spot in the East than the second spot in the freaking West, or the third for that matter. But we'll see. It's going to be a really tough week for me in general, I think. All of my matchups are even this league, which I should totally be better than 6-2, and I'm about to be 6-3, which I should totally be better than. By the face of some of my leagues, I have to sit LaShawn McCoy, and in some of my leagues, I'm starting Falk and Cedric Benson, and maybe Darren Sproles. I'm not sure if I want to go Sproles or Julio Jones. That'll be something I check on Sunday to see just how healthy Jones is. Normally, I don't want to listen to the projections and crap of what they say. But it sounds like the Bucs are just really good against people like Sproles. Reggie Bush in 8 games was worthless against them overall, and Sproles' worst day this year was also against Tampa Bay. So I just feel like Breeze is probably going to go more to the air, especially now that Colston is back when he wasn't the first time against Tampa. So I don't know. I'm actually going to believe what they say on that one this time. So it still makes things for a really tough pick. I'm sitting Ryan Matthews this week since he is against Green Bay, which even Peterson did nothing against Green Bay because they just didn't even bother giving the ball. They were down so much, and he's hurt, so I'm not going to go there. Felix Jones, I still want to say at some point he's going to be worth it, but Murray is playing really well. So it's just like, I don't know if you should try and get rid of him or not. I think it'd be impossible to get rid of him now. You sure as hell don't want to just drop him, but I don't know. If he ever comes back and has one good day, it might be worth trying to trade. I have no idea. And Hakeem Nicks, it says he should be playing, but I just don't really want to trust it, just in case something gets tweaked in game or if they go elsewhere. So it's going to be tough. Plus I have Manning, and I don't like double dipping for the fact if somebody has a bad game, or if the team like New Orleans last week versus St. Louis just has a bad game, everybody's stat sucks in a game where you just can't predict it. So I don't like the whole double dipping fact on that reason, on those standards. So yeah, in this league I'm still in second place by a fairly comfortable margin. And then, of course, if I was in the West, I'd be in first place. And again, top scoring team in this league as well. So things are looking good, I suppose, even if I do lose, just because it's a really bad week for all my dudes. I should still be in fairly good shape. It's unfortunate because this dude is also in the ZAT, so it'd be nice if I didn't lose to him, but I think I'm going to, unfortunately. That takes us to the fourth team, which I think today, it's going to be tough as far as having this week goes, but I should be fine. Romo's going in for Newton, that's funny when you have Romo as your backup. It's pretty good. McCoy and Forte are on this team as well, which is awesome. Welker, you have to start regardless. I'm going Gronk over Finley here because I have Finley in a different league, and I just want to use different players, really. Falcons are probably going to be a really good pickup, despite the fact that ESPN thinks they're only going to have 3 points. They're playing the Colts, so they're going to at least get a couple of sacks and at least a turnover. So there's no way they get 4. There's no way they get less than 4. So I don't know, but Crabtree and Manningham scare me a little bit. I don't really trust either of them. They're projected to score a good number of points, but Manningham, he has been really bad as a play the whole time. And I don't know. I mean, because Nix is potentially going to be out or limited, that's going to help, you think. But I have no idea. The Pats are really bad against the pass, though. So, and Eli has been playing really well. So I'm going to risk it, but I don't feel comfortable about that play. So if you have a play that's better and you're being persuaded by some projection stat, change your mind, I think. I do have Holmes down here, and I have Sean Green, for that matter, to put in as flex. I don't know. It's going to be tough. But hopefully I'll be okay in the matchup regardless. He's going to have a couple of huge bombs with Brady and Foster against me. Colston and Fitzgerald are down there. But so far all year, McCoy and Forte have just been carrying these dudes to the freaking promised land all day. So should be okay. But we'll find out the hard way. I didn't even make all the right picks last week, and I was still the top scorer in 3 leagues. So I know I'm not going to make the perfect picks every week. I'm just doing my best. I didn't go over the defensive picks. Again, 934 in this league, and top scoring by far. No one even else has 900, I think. Yeah, there's one guy in the 800s, and he's low. And I'm freaking 930 over here. So I didn't go over... Let's see, I didn't look at waivers and crap this week, did I? No, not yet. Kickers, totally random. Defenses. Availability, all. Okay, actually, no, let's go with waivers first. Because obviously all the good ones are going to be taken. Let's see, as I said, yeah, the Falcons are projected really low, but they're probably going to do well. Pretty much anytime you fight somebody with, an inept offense, they're a good start. Except for the Dolphins. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be a good start. Oakland is probably going to be a good team to pick. And honestly, even the Broncos, considering how many pick sixes freaking Carson threw last time they played, the Broncos might not be the worst start in the world, but there's going to be better ones, honestly, so I wouldn't pick them. I wouldn't pick the Colts. The Rams and Arizona, I think both of them are probably going to be good starts. I just think it's going to be an inept offense day. Titans or Bengals, I think both of those will be fairly decent, though the Bengals will probably be better. Houston and Browns, also another second tier type of game. But SF, if you can start them, Dallas, if you can start them, The Bills versus the Jets should be fairly good. And then, of course, all the standard defenses that everybody already picks. Texans, Cowboys, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens. You kind of have to play the Ravens. Eagles, I don't know if I would go with the Eagles. I probably wouldn't, because Forte should have a field day on them. I wouldn't start the Redskins. I probably wouldn't start the Browns. I'd prefer Houston over the Browns. I wouldn't start the Bears. You kind of have to start the Packers, even though who knows what kind of day they're going to have. I think you kind of have to start the Jets just based off their reputation and turnover rate, even though it's not really the best matchup for them in the world. Obviously, yeah, Lions are on a bye, Jaguars are on a bye, so there we go as far as that's concerned. Tight ends, totally random. For a second, I'm still on all. I thought Graham was freaking available. I'm like, when did that happen? Brent Selleck has been doing a lot better, so if you're in need of a tight end, he might be worth picking up. Though it seems he's hurt, apparently. When the hell did this happen? Great. Okay, so scratch what I just said. It looks like he's slightly hurt. But he has been doing really well lately as Philadelphia has been getting more in rhythm. Wide receivers, I don't know. This is more of... I love how Reggie Wayne is dropped in here. I freaking picked him up, and then I dropped him again. So that's just how bad he is. But stuff like this is really more of a team-by-team base and league-by-league base as far as, what's available for dudes to pick up. So that's what we have comments and questions for. So post everything in the... you know the drill by this point. I don't need to keep saying it. That's why we're here. Bradford... I had him on my bench the whole freaking year for this specific game, and he's been hurt up to it, so I feel really risky about him. But that's how we go with there. So, as always, guys, you know the drill. For the 4 people who actually post comments on this video, it's all about the questions and feedback, and not just me replying. Other people are replying with their opinions as well, so there should be more replies than freaking unreplied questions. But, as far as that goes, thanks for watching FFFF Week 9, and hope you guys all have some good luck. Take it easy. Peace.